Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to present this Ford Mondeo to you from 2009. The car is in the titanium trim, but more importantly, it's equipped with a 2.5-liter 5-cylinder engine made by Volvo with 220 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. The engine, also known as the T5 in a number of Volvo models, with its power is more than capable of hauling around this vehicle. So first of all, let's pop the hood and let's see what's inside. As the Mondeo is on the same platform as the second generation Volvo S80 from 2006, it inherited this very engine from Volvo, obviously. So, as I mentioned, it's a 5-cylinder engine, as the name suggests here. The cover is different, but otherwise anyone who has seen a Volvo T5 engine from this era knows that it's exactly the same, only the lettering is different. In the Volvos, of course, it's saying Volvo, but it's Duratec i5 in the Ford models. It was available here and in the first generation Kuga. In the Kuga it was available both with manual and automatic options. In the Mondeo, strangely, it was only available with a 6-speed manual. And if you take a look around here, we can see the stickers for the changing of the timing belts. Last it was done 2023, and also here for the services that was done to the vehicle. All in all, I would say that there are pretty decent conditions in this engine bay. The original headlights are not faded at all, and also the insulation is in pretty decent condition as well. As I was mentioning before, the car is in the titanium trim, which can be deceived from the silver inserts in the bumper, as well as the rims. Of course, you can change the rims, but this was a titanium exclusive when the car was new. And if we come to the back, we can see the same style of silver insert, and we can also take a look at the dual exhaust, which is a giveaway of the largest engine that was available in this generation of Mondeo. And since we are here, we can take a look on what the trunk has to offer. As you can see, it has a manual shape, but it's really easy to operate. And the trunk is huge. It's actually more than 500 liters. The floor itself is not from the most durable material. If people tend to grab it here, then it separates, but actually there is a handle where you can lift it up. And also, under here, there's a hook, so you can hang it up, and it reveals the space for the spare tire. This car is equipped with the tire repair kit. You can see the compressor here, but you can easily replace it with a spare tire if you want. And on the side, there are numerous smaller storage areas. On the left side, there is also a smaller compartment for a first aid kit, for example. And above that, there are 2 hooks. And on the right side, you have the same hooks, as well as a 12-volt outlet. And in the corners, you have metal hooks for a cargo net in all 4 corners of the trunk. And the tailgate is manual, and you have the handle, and you can close it down easily. The size of the rear door is already a giveaway of the extraordinary amount of space in the rear compartment. So let's open it up and check it out. The door panel itself is quite okay. There is soft touch plastic on the top, as well as you have this leather kind of material with the red stitching, and also there is a door pocket in the lower part of the door panel. If you take a look at the space, we can already see that the bottom part of the rear seats are really long, so it promises a comfortable ride. So let's hop in. Since the introduction of this model, I really like the spaciousness and comfort it was offering, and the best example for that is me in the rear seats. This seat is actually set to my height. I'm 193 centimeters, that's 6'4", and I can still put my legs across. Plus the seat is so long that it supports my whole thigh, not just until here. The best example would be to compare it with the Skoda Superb, which is an excellent vehicle, of course, but the seat is like 5 or 6 centimeters shorter, and then it's a trade-off because then you have the bigger legroom. But for taller adults, I would definitely say that this is the more comfortable car. And also, you get the personal air vents on the sides. Of course, you have the window switches and the door handles, plus you have the door pockets, and you have a sizable armrest. The cup holder is missing from here for some reason. I've seen ones with integrated cup holders. This example doesn't have it. There is also a 12-volt power outlet and a smaller bin at the bottom of the center console. If we look up, we can find 4 grab handles and light fixtures with reading lamps on the sides. And now, let's check out the front. The door handles in the front are equipped with the buttons for the keyless entry system, and if we open the door up, there's a nice door entry guard with the Ford badge. plus the buttons for the adjustment of the passenger seat, and there is also a manual lumbar support that you can twist in and out to move this area of the backrest. In the driver's area, there are aluminum pedals and the footrest, plus memory function for the driver's seat, which is in an overall really nice condition. There is a slight imperfection here, which can be fixed for a pretty reasonable cost. The steering wheel is pretty comfortable to use, and it houses a number of buttons. In the lower part, these 6 buttons are only for the cruise control. In the top left corner, these are for the volume and track selection, plus the mode. And on the right side, these are the controls for the info display, which I'll show you in just a second. In the left side of the display, it's normally the status of the car. So let's say you turn the lights on, and then it shows you the headlight beams actually, that you turn them on. Or maybe there's a door open, then it will give you a warning for that on the left side. Plus it gives you the information for the trip computer. Now it's showing the instantaneous consumption. And on the right side, it's either the radio or other media or the navigation. And it's controlled by these 4 buttons plus the OK. And you can also, if you want, you can scroll down to trip computer or the settings. And you can turn up the ESP and adjust various settings for the car. At the end of the center console, there is a wide armrest, which houses 2 storage boxes. There is a smaller in the upper portion, and we can also lift this up, and then it reveals a bigger one, which is quite deep actually. In front of that, there is a double cup holder, plus you have the seat heating and ventilation buttons, so you can either run it on heating or ventilation. It's not possible to run them both at the same time. So this is for the left seat, this is for the right seat. And it's funny because the cooling only has 2 stages, and I hope it's gonna be audible. So we switch them both on. It's a bit louder then. So the fans speed up a bit. And now it's the same speed. And from the third, fourth, and fifth, it's actually the same. And what's really comfortable here, like at BMW, you just press and hold and it turns it off completely. To the left of the seat heating controls, you can find the handbrake lever, which is manual. It's quite a rarity nowadays. Plus there is the shifter. It's of course 6 speeds, plus the reverse. And there is already some signs of use. This can be also fixed for a cheap price, I guess. There is also a smaller storage area here, plus an ashtray with a 12-volt outlet again, and in the absence of cigarettes we can use to store chewing gum or something like that. Above that there is the climate control with the adjustments for the fan speeds here. This is the temperature control. If it's used as a single zone climate control, of course you can add a second zone if you want, and if you go to the climate menu you can put it back to mono if you want, and then it's again controlled from the left side only. And yeah, it goes like this. And to exit the climate menu, you can click the climate button again. The radio is of course not the most modern one, but it gets the job done. And actually the speakers sound quite decent, so there's no name on them. I think in this period Sony was working with Ford, so you may have a Sony head unit plus some kind of speakers, but this isn't a branded one, but it actually is delivering quite nice sound. And also you can have like a map if you want here, but yeah, of course this is an older style one. Plus you have the menus, so for different settings of the car and the system itself. But luckily, if you want to upgrade, there are numerous systems available with Android Auto or CarPlay as well. In the top part you can find the buttons for the windshield defrosters, plus the hazards, and the buttons for the parking sensors, as well as the ESP, and of course the power button here to start or stop the engine. There is also an auto-dimming rear view mirror and the same light fixture as in the rear, plus a sunglasses holder that can be opened up like this. And you have the sun visors with separate lights that can be switched on like this, plus you have the mirrors here, and if you fold it back, then it will switch the light off. As I mentioned before, this car is quite unique with the 5-cylinder engine, which has a beautiful sound, as you can hear now. And I will also link the acceleration video of this car in the description, so you can check that out if you want as well. I hope you enjoyed the introduction of this somewhat special vehicle. If you did so, please give me a like, and I hope to see you guys around next time. And take care. Bye bye.